Hi friends, welcome back to another What Sold video. My name is Maria. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am a part-time reseller and I am here to share 32 sales with you from the week of, I don't know what week it is, from the week of July 9th through July 15th. This was kind of a roller coaster week for me. I had like a really good start and then some slow days and no sales days, spoiler alert. And then I finished kind of on a high note. So I'm excited to share them with you. I share my costs, I share where I got the items, how long it took to sell the items, whether they sold quickly or they did not sell quickly in any way, shape, or form. We'll go through everything day by day, and then at the end of the video, we will go through my final numbers for the sales week. So I hope you'll stick around for that, but let's dive right in. So a few things if you are new to my videos. Everything that is sold on eBay, the buyer pays for shipping. Also, when I talk about my final profit, that is everything to include shipping, promoted listings, discounted shipping over on Poshmark, everything basically except for taxes that come out of my end of year numbers. And I do promote every listing over on eBay at 3%. So some of the eBay sales did come through promoted listings and some of them did not. They sold, on their own without the person clicking on the promoted listing ad. All right, so starting off on Sunday, July 9th, I had a fantastic sales day. I sold 12 items, 9 on Poshmark and 3 on eBay. One of those was a 4-piece bundle sale, but how I keep track of my bookkeeping just for what makes sense in my brain, they go down as 12 individual sales. All right, so starting with Poshmark, on Sundays, I tend to offer 30% off to likers with discounted shipping at the $5.95 rate. So I sent those out at the beginning of the day, and you will see some sales trickling in that were as a result of that. I think it's just a great way for me to kind of like kickstart my sales week, try to get some sales coming in, especially hoping to move out some of those older items. However, the first one that sold was a brand new listed item, which is completely fine. And that is this Madewell lightweight denim chambray button-down shirt blouse top in a women's medium. You will see throughout the video that I really like using keywords, but I got this recently at the Goodwill bins down in St. Louis. I did do a haul of that bins trip. If you would like to see it, I will link it up above, of course. But this sold for $19. That was 30% off my asking price, I think, of $28. I averaged my cost of goods for all of my items in a single trip. So my average cost of goods for that bins trip was $1.19. This was only listed for 3 days, and I made $11.99. I was happy with that because Madewell is one of those brands that although I still pick it up to buy, it can sit around for a while. So I was happy to move this out right away. The next sale on Poshmark was this Columbia PFG vented plaid. This is not plaid. I don't know why that was in the title. Roll top sleeves, button down, mint green, men's medium. That was probably a bad copy and paste. So always check your titles, double check. Maybe that's why this one took so long to list. But this sold for $23. That was an offer someone sent to me, which I happily accepted. I think it was listed at $28. I got this at a garage sale and I paid $2 for it that day. This was listed for 403 days and I ended up making a profit of $16.40. I was surprised that this stuck around so long because I like selling Columbia PFG men's shirts, especially in this vented style. It's typically a fishing shirt. Maybe the fact that I had plaid in the title was confusing people, but it did eventually sell. Next are these Nike on-field dry fit Purdue Boilermaker gold athletic gym basketball shorts, a size large. Bolo men's basketball shorts in college themes. I have sold 3 very recently. They've all sold within like a day or 2 or 3. They sell for a decent price. This sold for $21. And I don't know, I just can't keep them in my closet. So I tend to grab them at the bins when I have a low cost of goods, and I'm going to continue picking up men's college basketball shorts. And these I got in that same bins trip for $1.19. They were only listed for 4 days and I made $13.59 on these. For a Nike kind of just throw in, it was lightweight. I had to bring all of my items from St. Louis back to Maryland in my suitcase or like an extra suitcase that I brought. So I was very happy to have a small item sell for $14. $14 profit. That's absolutely worth it to me. All right, the next one came in clutch at the end of the night when I didn't see it till the next morning, but it did sell on Sunday. This was a North Face soft shell nylon fleece lined jacket coat in a pink purple women's medium. This was beautiful. It seemed to be brand new. It was listed as pre-owned, obviously, because I got it at a local thrift store. So this sold for $49, which also was that 30% off deal. and I got it at 2nd Avenue, which is a chain of thrift stores near me I really like to shop at. My average cost of goods was $4.74 that day. I do remember this one being, I want to say between like $10 and $15, but I averaged my cost of goods, so $4.74. I don't always pay up that much for North Face, but I had a feeling about this one. I liked the color. It was a good kind of lightweight jacket in between seasons, and it was impeccable. It was in such almost brand new condition. It was only listed for 70 days, and I ended up making $32.44. All right, the next on Poshmark is this bundle sale, and I'm sorry for the story time, but I have a little bit of story time. In case anyone has either gone through this before or has not gone through this, I will let you know how my experience went. So I saw that someone accepted an offer. I was thrilled about it. You know, that one came in. I don't even remember which one of these that was. And then I saw that she accepted another offer, and she accepted another offer. And I was like, oh no, she's not bundling. She's just accepting the individual offers. I have had somebody do that once or twice before, but I think only with 2 items. And I know there's kind of different opinions on whether you should offer to cancel and then bundle them together or just ship them out separately. I will typically always just ship them out separately unless the buyer reaches out to me asking about it. Then of course, yes, I'm going to be happy and work with them. The reason I don't necessarily offer to cancel right when I see it is because there has been times, and I've heard other people talk about this as well, where you go through the process, you cancel all the individual sales, and then they never accept the bundle sale. So that's kind of a sticky situation. However, the person did reach out to me saying, hey, are these going to ship together? I'm a little confused. So I explained the situation to her, and then I sent her a message basically saying what we could do, and that I could cancel all of the individual ones. I will aggregate the cost because she was accepting my 30% off offers, that I will still honor the 30% off. I will add them together, and then she will just pay one flat rate shipping price from Poshmark. So I sent her that message, and then before I'm assuming she saw it, she accepted a 4th offer. So I was like, oh my gosh, this poor woman is still accepting my offers. And then she responded back after seeing, you know, my message explaining how she could do this. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I definitely messed this up. So she asked, yes, I'd very much like to bundle them together. And by the way, I'd also like to purchase this other thing. I remember them being a pair of Eileen Fisher pants that she had also liked or added to a bundle or something. So I said, okay, we can totally do that. I'll cancel the 4 individual sales, and then I will send you a bundle offer of those 4 plus the Eileen Fisher pants, all for 30% off with just normal shipping through Poshmark. So I did all of that. Now, this was the first time I had actually canceled sales to then bundle them together. So this was a learning experience for me, and so I canceled them all and then went in, and then I saw, okay, they all are showing as not for sale. So I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, how do I bundle them together? So I did what anyone does, which is I Google it and watch like a 2-minute YouTube video. So when you cancel the sale and you go into the item properties, there's something that you can pop up as like relist this item for sale or re-show this as available for sale, something like that. So I did that for all the individual items. But what I did not know, so know this, is when it relists it for sale after the sale had been canceled, it listed it at the sold price. It did not list it at the original price. So let's say there was an item for $28 that sold for $19 because I set off a 30% off offer. It listed it on my storefront for $19. So when I bundled them together, it was then offering her my bundle discount on top of that, and it just had messed it all up. I wanted to offer the 30%, but I didn't want to offer the 30% plus my 10% bundle discount. So I went back to each individual item. I edited the price back to what they had been originally listed at. Then I bundled them together. I did my own math of what the 30% off had been, and I sent her an offer. I hope that made sense. And I hope if you've never had to deal with that it helps just a little bit, knowing that when it relists it, it's going to relist it at the sold for price, and you may need to go back in and edit back to the original price. So, okay, story time is over. So I had 5 items sell in a bundle for $140. That would have been 30% off each individual item. So you've seen the bundle over here. I'm not going to go through each individual item just for the sake of time. But what did sell was this Vince 3/4 dolman batwing sleeve, soft, cozy jersey knit tee, t-shirt, top, blouse, large. My goodness, keywords, Maria. Next were these Magashoni collection linen beige crop trousers capri dress pants. Next was a vintage slip dress made in USA lace nylon cream lingerie. A Lafayette 148 straight leg tan khaki trousers. And then the fifth item that she added in were these Eileen Fisher dark wash straight leg denim jeans. Now, I know the vintage slip dress I got at the bins, the Eileen Fisher I got at retail Goodwill, Magashoni I got at a retail Goodwill, the Lafayette 148 I got at the bins also. So altogether, my cost of goods for this bundle was $15.36. So after my cost of goods and the Poshmark fees, my total profit on that was $96.64. So by bundling this together, it saved me $10 because on each of the individual 30% off sales, I was offering $2 in discounted shipping. I did not offer discounted shipping in the bundle because she was already saving on shipping. So I saved $10 by going through all of that work to cancel the sales and relist them. Plus, when I did the math, it saved her $18 in shipping costs by bundling them all together. So it ended up being a win-win for her and I. She was very communicative. I definitely appreciated having a nice buyer to go through my first experience of this with. She saved $18, I saved $10. The only person here that loses, sorry, was Poshmark and maybe USPS because I bundled the shipping together. So if you're curious, that does make my individual profit just split 5 ways, $19.40 on those 5 items. Okay, so over on eBay, I did have a few sales that day as well. All right, the first item was this marine layer sleeveless stretch bodycon black fitted pencil midi dress and a women's small. This was an offer of $37, which I accepted, which I was very happy with because this I think was listed at like $65. It was a really, really nice dress. And I had received quite a few lowball offers on Poshmark and eBay. Now, I absolutely accept low offers because I'm trying to move things through, but I was getting like $10, $15, maybe up to $20 for this dress. And I said no every single time, mostly because I liked this dress. I wore this a couple times and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna sell it for that low, I'd rather just keep it and have it to be available to me to wear when I want to. But for $37, it eventually was worth it. So I got this at a Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $6.49 that day. Dresses at my Goodwills I think are normally $7.99, but I averaged it to $6.49. This had been listed for 245 days, which I was surprised. Maybe I did have it listed too high, but I ended up making $23.04. All right, the next item I was thrilled because it was an older item in my closet. I moved out. This was a Victoria's Secret pink black Orioles racerback jersey tank in an extra small. This, I'll just jump to it, had been listed for 519 days. And I think this was on like my first or second sourcing trip when I started reselling about a year and a half ago now. I thought it was cute. I thought it would sell, but I maybe didn't need to pick it up. This sold for $15.19 on eBay. I had been running a 20% off eBay sale for the last like month or so, and I think that person accepted the sale price. This I found at a Salvation Army for $2. That was so early in my reselling career, I wasn't averaging cost of goods, so I paid exactly $2 for that item, 519 days, and I ended up making $11.68. Thrilled about that. My only regret is I do live near Baltimore and we have been thinking about going to Orioles game because it's been quite a few years since we've been. And if we had gone to a game, I was going to pull this from the inventory, wear it, and then wash it and, put it back in my inventory. So I'm not going to get to do that, but that is completely okay. Okay, I'm sitting like crisscross applesauce and my foot's falling asleep already. All right, another one that I was absolutely thrilled to move out were these Franco Sarto Raised Beige Tan Classic Heels Leather in a women's 9.5. These had also been listed for 1 million days, and I got them on that same trip. So it was fun for these two things to sell on the same day since I got them together. But they sold for $15. I was like, you can have them. Please just get them out of my house. Got it at that same Salvation Army. I paid $5 for these. They sat for 557 days and I made $8.05. But hey, I got my $5 back. I still made $8 and they're out of my house. All right, the next sales day was Monday, July 10th. I had 5 sales that day, 3 on Poshmark and 2 on eBay. So the first thing to sell on Poshmark, I need to look this up. Is it James Purse or James Percy? If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments. I keep meaning to Google it, and I'm sorry I have not yet. I feel bad about not knowing the correct pronunciation. But it was this classic gray t-shirt. And this sold for $20. I thought it might sell a little bit more than that. I only had listed it at $30 and they offered me $20. And I was like, hey, I need to move it along. I have really good luck selling James purse with things moving pretty quickly and selling for a pretty high dollar amount. So for like a basic gray t-shirt, I was happy with $20. I got this at a local prime thrift store. My average cost of goods was $4.27 that day. I remember this being $2.49, so I actually paid a little bit less, but $4.27 is my cost of goods. This only was listed for 67 days and I made $11.73. Okay, the next one, if you guys do watch my videos, you will remember seeing in a recent bins shop with me, and that is these Arc'teryx Parapet Khaki Brown Outdoor Stretch Hiking Shorts in a women's 10. I thought these would sell quickly, and they did. They sold for $30, and this was actually a successful negotiation. I rarely have successful negotiations. I'll get what I would call a low or a low ball offer. I'll counter, and then I'll never hear from them again, or they'll decline. I think I had these listed for $45, and she offered me $20. So right off the bat, that's less than 50%. I was like, this isn't gonna work, but let's try. So I think I countered to like 40 and she countered to 25, and I countered to this and she countered to that, and somehow we ended up at 30. So that was a success, which I was happy about. Got these at the bins. My average cost of goods was 75 cents. Only listed for 33 days, and I made $23.25. All right, last thing on Poshmark this day was this Calvin Klein swimwear rouged tummy control purple one-piece swimsuit in a size 14. I've had decent luck selling Calvin Klein swimwear, especially in like the medium to larger sizes that are slimming or that are rouged. It seems to be styles that sell really well. So this sold for $29, and this also came from that prime thrift store the same day as the James Percy shirt. So my average cost of goods was $4.27. This was only listed for 52 days, and I made $18.93 on that one, which is pretty good, especially for just a piece of swimwear. Okay, on eBay, the first thing to sell was a Chico's Linen Blend sheer black blazer, jacket, cardigan, and a women's Chico size 2, which is a large or a 12. This I got at the bins. So they offered me $15, lower than I like to accept, but it's usually the lowest I will go for a fairly basic Chico's piece. If this had been 100% linen, I probably would have countered, but it was a linen blend and I'd had it for quite a while. It was also just hard to photograph. I didn't think it really popped on photo as well as it did in person, so I wanted to not lose out on this buyer. My cost of goods at the bins that day was $1.73. It had been listed for 231 days, so that was getting farther, closer to a year than I like to get with my pieces, and I ended up making $10.31. The other item to sell on eBay was a joie piece, and it was this Corinthia 100% linen drawstring waist button fly soft pink shorts. I enjoy selling joie. I know a lot of resellers say joie is kind of over. Be smart, right, with everything you buy, but I do have success selling joie in my experience. This sold for $22.40. I think that was another one that they accepted my sale price of 20% off my list price. And I got this at a Goodwill retail. My cost of goods that day was $2.47, which is lower than any of my average cost of goods at a retail store is. So I must have had a coupon or something that helped me out that day. Maybe I applied some points. That's probably what it was, is I can build points at my Goodwill. So I probably used my points. This was listed for 320 days, and it ended up making me $16.92. I do find joie can sit for a while, but it does end up selling. Okay, the next day was Tuesday, July 11th. I only had 3 items this day sell, 2 on eBay, 1 on Poshmark. But one of them on Poshmark was a full price sale, which was this New with Tags Urban Outfitters UO As If Green white gingham cropped jacket. And it just sold for my full asking price of $35, which is always a success story. That's the best feeling, when something just sells full price. And I also got this at the bins, which makes it an even better full price sale. It was in it was new with tags, never been worn, never been touched, and I found it just laying in a bin, which is fantastic. So it sold for $35. My average cost of goods that day was 92 cents. It had only been listed for 40 days, and I ended up making $27.08 on an Urban Outfitters piece. It was super cute. I was able to find the stock photo for Poshmark. I do use stock photos on Poshmark. And the only downside, itty bitty downside, this was a small, so if it had not been new with tags, I certainly would have worn it once or twice, taken some cute, Instagram pictures in it, and then spruce it up and then listed it. But that's okay. That's the only bad thing sometimes about finding new with tags that fit me, is I like to wear my stuff and then, clean it and then list it. Like this, I found this Athleta t-shirt in my last shop with me on my channel, if you want to see it. And I'm going to wear it a couple times, and then I am going to list it. All right, it was a green day over on Poshmark because the next thing to sell was the Soft Surroundings 100% cotton gauze long sleeve button-up green shirt. This sold for $17, which the person had missed my 30% off sale on Sunday. So they would have gotten an offer for $19 with discounted shipping, which is basically $2 off. So they offered me $17, which it essentially matches the offer I had sent them Sunday. They offered me $17. I was happy to accept that. This was actually missing the top button. Like if you wanted to, or maybe it was like in between. It was either missing a button or it was designed to be that way. I'm not exactly sure. It still looked great. It performed normal. Like you wouldn't notice it while wearing it. And I had disclosed all of that. So the fact that there might have been a flaw, I was happy to move it along. And for Soft Surroundings that had been listed longer than usual, maybe because of that flaw. I got this at the bins for 99 cents. It had been listed for 322 days, and I ended up making $12.61. So over on eBay, I only had one sale this day, and it was this For Cynthia 100% linen coral pink blazer jacket in a women's large. I wasn't super happy to accept the $17 offer, but I had had less sales than, the rest of the week, and I hadn't had any on eBay yet. So I wanted to tell the algorithm, like, hey, I'm still here. I'm, selling things. So I did accept it. Plus I had gotten it at the bins, also for 92 cents. It was only listed for 41 days, and I made a profit of $11.25. I got this at the bins down in Georgia fairly recently. All right, this is where the roller coaster of a week starts to go downhill, because on Wednesday, July 12th, I only had one sale, and it was not on Poshmark. It was not on eBay. It was on no other, you're not going to believe it. I know. It was on Depop. I have had less than 10 sales on Depop. I've only been selling on Depop fairly recently, and I don't have tons of stuff listed there yet. So what sold on Depop was this Aritzia Babaton sculpt knit bralette top, deep top taupe. I can never say that word. Taupe mauve women's small. This one was kind of fun because this sold for $35, which was an offer somebody sent to me. This actually, I accepted an offer of, I think, $25 the week before, and that person never paid. So that ended up working in my favor because this person did pay. I got this at the bins for 92 cents, and it was so lightweight. I'm sure it cost in reality less than that. It was only listed for 43 days, and I made $25.09. I also wore it once or twice. I took some Instagram pictures in it. I did a little Instagram reel, like styling it, so I got some content out of it too. And it was my first time finding Babaton. All right, so Thursday, July 13th, I had 0 sales. So if you're keeping track, that means I had 2 days of 0 sales on Poshmark and eBay. Roller coaster for sure. But then on Friday, things picked up a little bit more. So on Friday, the first thing to sell was this Free People Y2K white denim miniskirt, modern femme in a size 6. This was an offer to me for $20, which I was very excited to get because I had had this forever. I got this in my very first bins trip in Columbus, Ohio. And I don't remember if I accepted a $20 offer. The bins trip, my average cost of goods was $1 that day. So this had been listed for 480 days, and I ended up making $15. There was like a small black spot, which was hard to notice, but I tried to photograph it and I did disclose it. So that might have been why it took so long to sell. I also noticed when I went to list it over a year ago that it had been pretty saturated. There were a lot of them out there, so that probably wasn't great either. Maybe I had it listed too high. I was a brand new reseller. I was learning, but I made $15. All Our next thing was super cute. I found this recently. This was a Lewin gray tie-dye, colorful, oversized thermal ribbed knit long sleeve sweatshirt, and it sold for $25. That was that was a 10% off offer. That it was listed for $28. Someone liked the item over on Poshmark, so my virtual assistant, I do use Posher VA, sent a 10% off offer with discounted shipping. That was accepted. So it sold for $25. I got this at the bins recently for 75 cents. It was only listed for 18 days and I made $17.23. Lewin Gray is one of those brands that sometimes I'll have items just sit forever, and then other times it sells super quick. So the really cute items, just be very selective. I'm working on getting better about that myself, but as you'll see, I had another Lewin Gray item sell today, and they were both super cute. The next thing, I had a bundle sell over on Poshmark for $75, and if you're intuitive, you will see something wrong with this bundle sale. So let me read it off to you guys. Okay. The first item in this bundle was a Bowden eyelet sleeveless brown stretch jersey knit midi dress. Next was an Eddie Bauer sleeveless navy blue embroidered shirt. Next was a Johnny Martin black low back tie detail sleep dress. And you will see right here that it says Prana. I didn't ship her a Prana item. What I shipped her were some Alpine Designs convertible pants. So she bundled these all together. I saw that she had put them all in a bundle, so I sent her an offer for $75. I think when she had them bundled together, the bundle price, which already had 10% off, was around $100. I was really looking to move some things along, so I offered her $75. That was accepted. I was thrilled. I was actually like screenshotting it to post it on my Instagram, and as I was screenshotting it, I was like, no, these Prana shorts sold on eBay like very recently. How did I not realize this? And I felt terrible because I know every reseller does it, every YouTuber has said it, but I haven't yet sold an item that I hadn't delisted, and I felt terrible. But I saw after the bundle had sold, she had added another item to like her liked items in that bundle that wasn't part of the bundle that I offered her. And it, lo and behold, was a pair of these Alpine Design pants that were also listed for $28, and the Prana shorts were listed for $28. So I sent her a message about the sale. I said, I am so incredibly sorry. These sold on another platform. We have a couple options. I can cancel the sale with my deepest regrets. I understand. Or if you'd like, instead of shipping you these Prana shorts, I will ship you the Alpine Design pants that I also see you have liked, and I will ship those instead and just do a 1-for-1 swap. So then I waited for like half an hour to see what she was going to say. And she responded back. She said, yes, that would be fine. Please send the pants instead. So I was very happy. Now, if the pants had been more expensive than the shorts, absolutely, I would have honored the bundle price and eaten that myself because it was 100% my fault. But it did work out really nicely that they were listed at the same price. So it was just like a 1-for-1 swap. Now, they are in the mail. I'm assuming that everything will be accepted. It is in like the Poshmark chat. So if she tried to claim that she didn't receive the same item, I would be able to show Poshmark customer support that I had this conversation with her. She did agree to those terms. And I think they would still rule in my benefit since it was all done through their app. But I'm not sure. I have not yet run across it. So I understand that that's a risk I took just swapping the item out. I'm hoping for positive feedback or at least the order to be confirmed. So I'm very thankful to that buyer for being very nice and kind to my mistake. Okay, so over on eBay, I had 4 things sell. The first was this Soft Surroundings Pima Cotton Modal 3/4 length sleeve shapely surplice beige top in a size 3X. This sold for $19.99. And I got this at a Goodwill retail store for an average cost of goods of $5.46. That was probably around what I paid for it. I think the tops are normally $5.09 where I live. This was listed for 143 days and I made $11.89, which for a Soft Surroundings piece, especially paying a full Goodwill retail, cost, is pretty average for me. I don't always pick up Soft Surroundings, just normal tops at a Goodwill retail, but the fact that this was a 3X is what made me decide to purchase it because those larger sizes are a little bit more rare, so that was successful for me. Okay, the next one is the last little story time for the week, and the first item that sold on eBay was this new with tags, poof, loose knit, boho, festival tan, long sleeve sweater, women's size small. Yes, I said poof, like the dupe for Free People that has the little metal tab that gets me every time at the thrift store. I got this from a friend who was about to donate a bunch of stuff, and she let me look through it to see if there's anything I wanted to sell first. She just wanted to get stuff out of her house and was already literally had it in bags. And so it was new with tags. It was kind of cute. I figured it might sell. So somebody offered me $9 for this on eBay, and I was like, sure, take it. I think I had it listed for like $14.99. Take it. But the person didn't pay for a day or two. Then like 3 days later, I got like 5 or 6 like really low offers on a bunch of my items. And I was like, no, why would this person be offering? Then I noticed it was the same person. And I noticed it was the same person who had purchased the poof shirt. So I was like, oh, I realize what's happening here. I accepted a really low offer on that item for reasons that she wouldn't know, that I know, that it's poof, that I've had it for a while, that I just wanted to get rid of it. But then she started offering me the same kind of price for some really good items. So when I declined the offers, I sent back a note saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm just not able to go that low on these items. I'm happy to work with you if I can. And she messaged me back saying, nope, I totally get it. I'm just on a budget too. I'd like to work with you. Will you combine shipping? And I said, yes, of course we can do that. Knowing I've never done that on eBay before. I've never bundled something together and then sent an invoice. So again, learning experience for me. So of the like 5, 6, 7 items, we were able to agree on a price on 3 of them that we were both comfortable with. The others, I think I wasn't ready to go for that low. But anyway, so the 3 things that she got were that poof loose knit sweater, a Lucky Brand floral short sleeve boho front tie shirt, blouse, women's small, and blue and gray, this super cute blue and gray hooded camel tan knit poncho cape knit sweater, and a women's extra small. I was hoping to maybe wear that one in the fall if I hadn't sold yet, but that's okay. It was too hot for me to wear it now. So for these 3 items, I accepted the 3 individual offers. I don't remember what each of them specifically were, but bundled together, the cost that I have here was $43.99. So she accepted all of my offers, or I accepted hers. I don't really remember. It might have been different for each one. And then she said, okay, once I receive your invoice, I'll go ahead and pay. So again, I did what any good reseller does, which I Googled it and YouTubed how to do this. And it ended up being very simple. Through the eBay platform, I was able to send her an invoice specifically for the shipping that I needed to charge. I ended up charging her $12.99. But I undersold it a little bit. I had to eat some of the shipping costs, which does happen. So altogether, this person paid $60.83 with the shipping and everything. My cost of goods on those 3 items was only $2.35 because 2 of them I got at the bins and 1 of them was given to me, which was really great. And that's also part of the reason why I was able to accept the lower offers on those specific items. And so I ended up making $33.67 on that bundle, which came out to $11.23 per item, which for something that came free to me and 2 things I got at the bins is pretty good. The last day, which was Saturday, July 15th, I only had 1 sale to wrap out the week, and it was pretty small, but that's okay. It was this Nike Victory Just Do It gray lime green sports bra. This sold for $18, which was another 10% offer that was accepted from a liker. I had it listed for $21. So she got this for $18 with discounted shipping. I got this at a Goodwill retail store. So my cost of goods was $5.62, but I guarantee I did not pay anywhere close to that. It was probably a couple dollars, and it helped bring down that average cost of goods, but $5.62 is what we're going with. It had been listed for 95 days, and I ended up making $7.36, which for this little sports bra, I'm happy with. Those sports bras sell really well for me. I always grab them at like the bins, or if there's like a dollar day at one of my local thrifts that does that every once in a while, I will always grab these. Okay, so that's all of my individual sales. Let's go through my total numbers for the week. So again, I had 32 sales. Of those 32 sales, 21 were on Poshmark, 10 were on eBay, and 1 was on Depop. Because I think this is fun, I like to track this. I like to track where I sourced my items, so just for fun. 15 items I got at the bins, 6 I got at a Goodwill retail store, and then 8 I got at a variety of other thrift stores near me. My average sale price this week was $24.92, which is about average. $25 is a good average for me. My total sales was $797.40, and my total profit that week, so just as a reminder, that's after platform fees, that's after shipping, any promoted listings, that's after discounted shipping, everything except taxes, was $506.11. I am thrilled anytime I can get over $500 in a week. Remember, I am a part-time reseller. I am a full-time mom. I have 2 kids running around. I have a husband. I have lots of things going on. I do have a full-time job in which I commute 3 hours a day daily. So it's a lot, and I fit this in where I can. So $500 a week, it's fantastic. A lot of times it's less than that. A lot of times I do make more than that, but $500 is a really good average. So that sports bra right at the end of the week kicked it right above $500. I was sitting at like $498 or something. I was like, come on, just give me one more thing. Ironically, it is Sunday when I'm filming this, so the day after this. I had a Kidizen offer just sitting there for 2 days that somehow I didn't know about. I don't know if something messed up with my push notifications or I missed it, but when I woke up this morning, I had something on Kidizen saying, hey, don't forget to accept this offer. So I sold a pair of Skechers shoes, which I could have accepted in last week, but that's okay. It was a good way to kick off my new sales week. All right, friends, I'm sorry again for how long this video is. I know I had a couple story times in there. I hope those were either amusing or maybe a little bit helpful for you just to hear some of my struggles and some of the things I actually was able to learn. I've been doing this for about 1.5 years and I am constantly learning new things. I am far from a professional and I'm just enjoying having you guys here to experience that with me. So teach me all the things. Let me know anything down in the comments that you think would be helpful. What items were your favorite this week? Or what maybe were some items that you possibly would have skipped, you wouldn't have even tried to resell. I would really enjoy hearing about those. All right, and of course, if you're not already subscribed, please click that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. I am gonna have some more bins content coming. I have a bins trip planned next weekend to a brand new bins I've never been to. So hopefully I will do a kind of a shop with me and then we'll maybe do a haul afterwards. We'll see how that all plays out. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me and I'll see you next time. Bye.